Still getting rid of a decent amount of the CO2 over there. CO2 down here, still pretty high, but as soon as this starts venting in the next 46.7 cycles, then it'll start to cool it by dumping out minus 55 degree CO2. Our steam room has cooled, which is not great. But it really is right now just waiting on all that getting done. Also, I suppose we will sweep. Yeah. No. Cancel. I don't want to sweep that. Right now, because this is set to accept things that I sweep, I do not want that. Please get all of this out of there, though. Right, let's have a quick look at the these settings. So again, if this is below 50 degrees, then I'm okay with more water being added. If this is below 20 kilos of gas, I'm okay with more water being added. That activates that correctly. If this is below 20 kilos of gas, and the temperature in here is below 130 degrees, then I want it to disable the steam engines. I don't want them running once they've dropped down to 130 degrees or lower, and I don't want them sucking all of the steam out of here. There needs to always be steam, otherwise things can start overheating and breaking if there's no atmosphere in there to run off. However, the moment that the temperature is above 190 degrees, the engines can turn on. That will turn them on, and as long as these conditions are not... is this an OR gate or an AND gate? It's an OR gate, good. So as long as neither of these conditions are true, it won't disable things. Okay, that all works correctly. I don't think we need anything more. This is checking if this is below 500... if it's below 500 kilos, you know what, I'm going to make this if it's below 200 kilos. I'm going to copy that setting across. 200 kilos and the atmosphere is locked. No, actually, maybe. You know what? Since it can hold 1,000 kilos of water, we'll make it half that entire tile. And if it has more than that, then it'll go. That being said, actually, I'm okay with it being up to that tile. So if it's above 1,000, it's at that point that it'll stop, because then it'll be on the second tile up, which is just an extra layer of caution for me. Okay. Now then, all the sandstone getting drawn out of there, that's fine. I really want this made, though, if you could. Have I not got granite? Please tell me I do have granite. Yeah, I've got 17 tons of granite. Vexing. Nothing there that I want. Okay, copper being moved good. Really should be made soon. Okay, that doesn't matter. We can gather that up from the other side. Now this is the only thing that really matters to me. There we go, thank you. At this point, we can now seal off this room completely. Then once this room is sealed off, we'll delete this. We'll put in insulation. We'll put in insulation there. We'll delete that, collect it from the inside, put in insulation there, and at that point, we are then ready to start filling the water lock. Could go grab some more regolith, but I don't really think we need to right now. Oh, because I didn't build the top ladder first and I called myself a derp. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Well done, Bilal. Holding me to account for my derpitude. Okay, and once again, priority 9s. Ica would be so proud. Now, at this point, I think we can deconstruct this. Because once I've done this, I can just let the pip... I can just start filling this with hydrogen and let the pip just do its job. It'll be fine. Oh, that's fantastic. You cleaned up after yourself. How marvelous. I approve. Extremely. Extreme levels of approval right now. We're getting very close now to having the system ready to run. I may even build a very temporary power generator. How much heat does this generate? A non-substantial amount, actually. All I need is for it to just start the system. Just to get some of that regolith in there. But first I'm going to need liquid in there, I suppose. So that makes sense. Done and done. Now you can sweep that up, please. Once that's out the way, we need to start filling this with liquid. So I'm going to say... This is the input of petroleum. This is the input of water. I kind of need to get it through here without breaking everything else down. It's going to be annoying, but... I kind of have to do that. In order to prevent this from breaking and venting. It's a temporary measure, and I'll strip it down later, but that's kind of annoying. Right, now let's undo the build at priority 9. We'll go back to priority 7 for a bit. There we go. Okay, I'm going to need you to go up as well, because I need that vented. Well, actually, I guess I don't. Strictly speaking, I could just pop this over here. Yeah, that would do. Excuse me. How can you do that through the wall? Magic. There we go. Ah! You got out! One of them finally escaped! Okay. Well, it's time for me to deconstruct this and then replace it with something a little bit more durable. A steel pneumatic door. Ah, it hurts my soul. It hurts my soul that I'm about to do this. I mean, I guess I could make it a manual airlock. If I'm going to do that anyway, I might as well. Actually, have I got enough to make this? I kind of do. Sure, I'll build it, and I'll even power the bloody thing. And then they're all going to escape. They're going to just flood out of there. My only hope is that they can't jump across here. Because I'm not getting them back in there. I can't actually do that once they're out. I'm just going to have to murder all the ones that escape. Makes me sad. But it is the way it is. Don't be trapped in the door. Too late. You're trapped in the door. Well, you were derps. But that will now keep them... We've dropped our population enormously, but oh well. Here's the thing. I wouldn't be able to wrangle them back in there, no. Because this is already at... storing 7 of 10? I thought there were far more in there. I thought that was going to include eggs. At which point, there was no way I was getting them back in there. But you're right, actually. I should have just tried to wrangle them. Oh, I feel really bad now. Damn it. They were just seeking freedom. They had the freedom. They had it all along. You're free to make any decision you want. They decided to exit the door. You're not free from the consequences of those decisions. The consequence of leaving that room was that I was going to murder them. But they were 100% free to do that. I really need that vole moved right now. On a level of need that I can scarcely express. Because it is going to get out. If someone doesn't come and wrangle it, I'm going to have to murder it. Oh, well, poop. Please. 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 No. No, please. Now. Now. Can this take it? 8 to 12 critters. It should be able to. Come on. Because if it doesn't get wrangled, it gets murdered. There we go. Phew. Whew. It's an oldie anyway. It's going to die soon, but still, I'd rather not have to kill it. Right, okay, so... time for us to get rid of all of that. Oops. Now, the thing here is there is no point in me bringing all of that up. What I need to do is make a little pump for it. Tiny little pump. I can live right here. And I can just add this in. There's absolutely no reason for me to take that petroleum down there. Eventually, we're going to have petroleum up here. We're going to need petroleum up here. But to get the system primed, I can just bring it up here. That should be fine. Yep. We need some power for this as well. How much is on this wire? Can afford it. I don't want to though. Instead, we're going to be a little bit more pragmatic about this. We're going to temporarily power it by a hamster wheel. The water, however, has to come up here, all the way up. Now I need to find... Oh, my lord, what's happening there? Alright, we're not actually even trying to cool anything at this point. Yikes. We've got water over here, so that shouldn't be too hard for us to pipe to. Now then, just a matter for me at this point. This one's hooked up, but has already pumped all of its petroleum into the system, which is good. Probably gave us a tiny little bit of a boost. But I want to temporarily disable this one. In fact, I kind of want to set this one to sweep only as well. Cancel that. There's no point in me building this anymore. Okay, getting there. Now I need... The water should bring itself up. Carbon dioxide geyser. So it's another one that... yeah, another cold CO2 geyser. I mean, it's not terrible, I guess, but... kind of hoping for something better. Not gonna lie. We have mostly explored over here, though. Still got lots of ways for me to get oil. Spicy tofu, I accept. What's the temperature like? It's kind of wobbling around a bit. I will start needing petroleum moved now. What is this? Is this oil? It is petroleum, actually. Okay. Oil down there, I believe. Some petroleum around here. Now we're going to need a lot more petroleum than this. That's an unfortunate reality. But if we can at least prime the system a little bit, then that would be a step in the right direction. Now that this is set up, I actually don't mind going in there and breaking the seal on that vacuum. It would be nice if I didn't have to, but it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. Now at this point, I am sincerely going to require a battery. Behind a power transformer. Because I need to kickstart the system. Once the system is kickstarted, it should be fine, but... Well, actually, no. Thinking about it. Cancel that. We can probably have, instead, the transformer over here just running off the main... break. The issue here is I'm going to have to get that large heavy watt wire in through here. Now, this is the part where it really would have been easier to have it travel through this wall there, but it's a tricky one. I need the power out here as well. I mean, ultimately, there's going to be enough stuff going on up here that it shouldn't be too bad. I'll just build a little wall or something. Have doors in slightly better places, etc., etc., etc. But having a vacuum across which I can draw out, have the heavy wire joint plates connect means that I won't leak any heat into the base, no matter how hot it gets out here, which is actually kind of an attractive idea. In fact, we're going to go ahead and we're going to finish off building that out. Just so that this can be completely a vacuum on that side. I mean, even if I tunnel through and then build stuff, that's going to be vacuumed out. We're getting close, peeps. I will give the water pipes an 8 or 9, I imagine. Though, honestly, if I'm having to operate everything at an 8 or 9, then that means my priorities are wrong. Supplying needs to be a higher priority, basically. I need to stop having supplying at a low priority for things. It needs to be equal to a lot of other stuff instead. I am glad that I spent time at the beginning of the stream, though, taking care of that. I do feel that that helped a bit. The issue here is I've told them to sweep stuff, and they're taking it all the bloody way up there. But they're only taking it up there if there's nowhere better set to accept it than this. No, no, that's not true. Yeah, I'm going to turn that off. Just take the copper and stuff where you need to go. I've got all these places down here that... and I noticed earlier that they had some room, so they should be able to just store all that over there. Be a heck of a lot easier. That being said, again, I can just build another one of these. Is there one nearby? Yes, there is. Just set that one up as a sweet ball. Take us up to that instead. A heck of a lot closer. They should only be bringing stuff up here if it needs to be up here. Right, okay, now, with this, I want this active. If it's 25%, and I'm going to put it on a 7. If someone would like to come and operate that, then I'd be very happy. Because at that point, we can start pumping petroleum into the system. I'll actually get this going. Does the carbon dioxide oxidize cool water if the carbon dioxide absorbed is cooler than the input water? I don't think so, no. I could be wrong, though, on that one. But I don't believe that's the case. Should have built a couple of these, honestly. They'll have to do where they are now. This will eventually just get sucked out into the vacuum, but... What are you carrying? Nothing. Oh, poop. Just occurred to me why it had to be a pneumatic door. The whole idea was to allow it to vent. Well, actually, that being said, I can get away without that, I suppose. But no, there's no point. Ah, past me is writhing in agony. Hello, Joss Phillips. How you doing, mate? I could make a vent, but I actually want the gas to escape down here. I suppose. I mean, this is drawing power. That's the thing. This will actually draw 120 watts. So there's no real reason to have that there. Yeah, I'd like to pull that down and just pop in a pneumatic door. It'll be fine. There we go. We've got coolant in the system. That should have been 5,000 grams, but okay. That will work. Oops. The issue with that is I actually need to manually change the flow rate on this. It's meant to be half a packet, not such a tiny amount there. Yeah, I could absolutely have made a vent or a mesh tile, but I'm just happy with using a pneumatic door because, again, it was using so much power just to have that running. So I may as well just do that. Power I didn't need to spend. Now I need to go and find more petroleum to cart up there. Is that petroleum? No, that's crude oil. I'm not actually against moving that though, I'll be honest. Can we get this moved? Making more of these as well would actually help overall, as it would produce more hydrogen. I would just use more water, which it feels like an important resource, but actually we've got a lot of it. Crude oil over here. Let's go ahead and move that. What's... Oh, wood burners damaged, eh? Disable auto repair on these. In fact, I'm going to deconstruct them. We'll allow the lumber to build up for a while. I don't need more hot CO2 being created, thank you. That may, in fact, be a big part of why I've got so much heat over there. Water level is starting to drop. Interesting. I'm actually going to ask you to move all that away. I'm starting to think, though, it probably would be a better idea just to have this over here. Just built here. So I can very, very quickly move that stuff around. That may be worth it. Then I can set it up to a priority 3. Honestly, it takes very little effort to build these, so it makes sense to try. Actually, I'm going to make that a 9. So temperature is 110.